Hello everyone, happy Friday for anyone making their way in, saying hello. Today is an exciting day on Mars. We're gonna be flying around. We got so much to do today, lots of things to give away, lots of things to have a look at. We're definitely booting up a touch early here today and seeing how many people are tuning in from that live notification and hitting up the crypto category today. Welcome on in. Hello, Up Chaos. Welcome, welcome. So we're gonna start off with sort of get a little bit slow going here to start. Collect everything, kind of run around, pick up all of our regular stuff while people slowly make their way in. And today we're going to be having looks at the Composter. We're gonna open one up for our own packs here and get one set up and going. And then we've got 2 to give away for the stream. So regardless of whatever rarity we're hitting today, we'll be able to give away 2 Composters. And then near the middle of the stream today, we're gonna be switching gears, and we're going to be reading Chapter 2 out loud for people. And then we're going to be giving away a Martisan later on today. One of the ones that we won from last week's Martisan giveaway. Hello, Cell Power. Welcome on in. We might also do some... Hello, Lisa. Welcome, welcome. We might also do some giveaway... or try and win some packs from the degen packs. That's what they're called. Because we did so well on degen packs last week, we definitely want to talk about them this week. So, how can you get your hands on a Composter? So, a couple of different ways. So you can buy these degen packs, and 5% of the time, this will give you a Composter pack. But lots of the time it will give you XP. Hello, Magic Chess, Cryptograms, Nuboko, welcome, welcome. So you could buy these guys, and they're on a slight cooldown. The Dusk supplies of these packs have sold out. I think there's still some available for resource credits if you've got a whole ton of resource credits kicking around. Hey, Menko, welcome, welcome. You can degen 40 Surveyor coins. You roll this for a 5% chance. Or you can buy them here in the Wax Shop for 200 wax. Or in the Solana Shop for 0.5 Sol. Hey, welcome, welcome. Z on Mars. Welcome on in. This special pack will also give you some shards along with it. So that's all the ways you can go out and you can acquire them right now. We currently have a couple packs kicking around our inventory, so we'll have to open one up here right away and place it down. Whatever rarity we get is fine. We're just looking to get this pack open and put it down. Yeah, okay, so we have 2 to give away and 1 of our own to open. Hey, James, welcome. So whatever we open here, we're just going to use this to talk about it on stream and get it put down and see what's going on. Hey, so we got an uncommon. And I think... So, for anyone who's never seen this before, this is the sort of layout of the cheese settlement. And all the different areas sort of have different names. So, I like the idea of the dregs, this sort of like forgotten section at the bottom of the settlement, being where like composting and like all the power is generated and things like that. So we're gonna find a spot sort of down here at the bottom, see if we can't jam it in somewhere. There we go. Yeah, it'll fit right here. Good morning, Magic Mike. Welcome, welcome. Nuboko says, what levels do we need to use the reactor? So if we open up the reactor, you can Charge energy core 1 requires 50, 2 requires 100, and 3 requires 125. I think a lot of the other things, yeah, level 50, level 60, level 60 to treat your reactor, 55 to deposit stuff, 55, 50. So 50 to 60 is sort of where you want to be able to do all the basics. If you really want maximum value, you need level 100 or level 125 for the best stuff. What's the purpose of the composter? That's what we're talking about here today. So, yeah, we just got one. We've placed it down here. You'll see we cannot deposit soil or deposit... So we have 4 storage categories up here on the top for our composter. So we've got waste storage, which we can absolutely do. We can dump waste in here. So recharge we all know, so this is power storage. We'll put a bunch of power in here, that's fine. So waste is bio-waste. So for us to get bio-waste storage, we're going to have to put in a fair bit of waste, regolith, power, this, that, the other thing. So we'll put a whole bunch of these in here. And this should give us a good chunk of... And it takes stamina for us to fill this bio-waste. So we'll put a whole bunch of that in there. And it'll give us 146. So we could put a little bit more. So it'll only let us go up to the maximum. So if we roll 45, it would be, yeah, it'd be basically at 200. So it won't let us go too high on those. 173. So this is, you know, lots of stuff in here. Okay, so with all of this stuff, with our bio waste and with our power in here, we're able to produce soil. So this puts soil into our soil storage. So we can't take soil that we have and just stick it in here. We need to actually make it ourselves in the composter first. So we get a bunch of compost going, right? So once we have that in our soil storage, we're able to access some of these other things like, oh, we need to upgrade our building and we need some soil and worms for fertilizer. We can only extract soil with this once we have soil. And we could be feeding worms if we upgraded our building. So we would have to buy some shards to do this. So if our building were upgraded, we could use food and ground coffee to give us a chance at getting a worm. 0, 1, or 2. So a 2/3 chance, 66% of the time, you'll get some worms from doing this. We don't, however, have composter shards, and I think they're fairly expensive. But before we start making soil in here, so making soil doesn't require any levels. It's pretty easy to do. We have bio waste, water, regolith, power. We'll check how much composter shards cost. Yeah, and see, I don't think we're paying this much for those. That's fine. We don't want to pay that much for shards. So we're going to be happy right now not working on worms. We're just going to focus on building up soil in our composter, and we'll worry about upgrading it later. So we're going to start 2 of the basic soil production tasks. And the higher level soil production requires you to have gotten worms. So at higher levels, we can start using ground coffee to produce worms in our composter. We can also, once we have soil in here, we can start using sunflowers that we have previously acquired to have a small chance, 10% chance, to get worms. And again, the worms let us do a couple things. They let us make soil even faster, so accelerate soil 2 and accelerate soil 3. It also allows us to make fertilizer. So fertilizer, no current use, but future uses. So great thing to start stockpiling in case new skills come out in the near future. So yeah, we're not going to worry too much about the rest of this. We're just going to get some soil production going in the 2 slots that we do have, and we'll set that aside for now. So the gist of which is fill up these categories, make soil, upgrade your composter so that you can start making some worms. And then later you'll be able to generate fertilizer once you have worms and soil. Hey everyone, welcome. Winnie, Tommy Guns, Sai, Minsan, everyone's making their way in here today. But we're not going to worry about this because upgrading is going to take us a while, and we're just going to let these things go for now. So we'll revisit the composter hopefully next week. We've gotten a couple of upgrades, but we'll keep popping in here to talk about it as people pop in and they have questions regarding it. As I'm sure, like, half an hour from now, someone's going to pop in and someone's going to have questions about how this works. But we wanted to talk about it right away here at the very beginning of the stream, just so that people who are tuning into the stream specifically to find out how it works have that long-form discussion, talk about it. If anyone in chat has questions about the composter, you want to know how any specific aspect works, feel free to fire them out, let us know. Hey, Santi, welcome. Babster, Kelly, welcome. Yeah, we just fired up a little bit early here today, and we just finished chatting about how the composter works and what it does. And just outlining for people who are tuning in a little bit later, you can get them 5% chance from right here by spending a little bit of Dusk. You can get them by spending 2,000 resource credits will do the 5% roll, or 40,000 will just get you the building. You can do the rolls in the surveyor shop for 40 credits, or you can buy them for wax and soul. There's there's 2 packs left, which are these special ones, which give you some shards when you buy them as well. Yeah, I think, Sai, there may have been something about those tasks, but we'll have to dig into that guy. So for anyone who's been following our journey on what we're doing with our thorium and our skills here, one of our primary goals right now is getting our electrical level up to 125 and getting this thorium reactor upgraded so we can do charge energy core 3. So if we make our way over to our training hall, we'll see that we need 2 master papers for our next level. Luckily, we've been doing a ton of electrical tasks in these high-level libraries. Thursdays are great because these electrical tasks end the day, or like they're available and they end like as the stream is starting. It's just great timing. Hey, Omerto, welcome. So we're collecting these, and hopefully, yeah, there we go. 6 expert electrical. That's amazing. That's so huge. What are the odds on that? 1% per task. So we must have hit 2 of them and hit the max roll on both of them. That's insane. Oh, that's pretty much, that could be enough to get us going here on another electrical level for free, basically. Where's our, okay, so we go to our profession research, and then we really just hope here. How do we get so many thorium? So 1 thorium, when you deposit it, gives you 40 in the building. And when you buy your first reactor, if you bought it with the special deal when they were launched, you got a thorium reactor pack that you deposited that gave you a bunch of resources to get you going. Maxed a rare greenhouse for next step, so I hope I won't regret it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is roll 2 papers. If both of these are successes, we're able to get going on another electrical level, like, immediately here. So I'm going to step away. Everyone's gonna give big pogs in the chat and say good luck and hope that you all wish it good luck. I'm getting a mug and I'll be right back. So much good luck, right, everyone? The best luck. Gonna crush it. Right, everybody? Hey, chat. How many pogs? The most pog champs? I actually picked up my pogs from home recently. It was pretty exciting. Alright. Big pogs. Good luck. Okay. I went on a trip to my childhood home and I brought my pogs back. Yeah, we picked up a mug for our morning here. Alright. Here we go. 60%. So on average we should get 1, but if we're lucky we could get 2. If we're really unlucky we'll get 2 purple. So we're looking for 2 yellow. 2 yellow papers, please. Please. Yeah, okay. That's expected. Okay, all right. Okay, game. So now we hope for a 70% here. We get one purple. We get the 1 purple on the 70%. Excellent. And now we get another roll. We get another roll right away. Please game. Please just give us the level. Yes. Oh, okay. Gambling on these papers is like the most stressful thing I have done in this game so far. But we got there. We did it. All right. Quick and easy level for us. We're now heading up to 112. We're on our way. We're getting maybe like a level. So every time electrical comes up in the library, we get maybe 1 level. So like twice a week, we're leveling up right now. All right, we got there. Okay, we're on a hot streak here, so I think, of course, we're gonna do some rusty rigs for everybody while our luck is like sky high. We'll just roll like 2 of these, right? And then we're gonna head over to try and pull another box here, because 5% is basically free. Like 100%, right? Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, so then we continue bouncing around and looking for things that need to be reset. So up here, we're slowly training all of our martisans. Upgrading skills is anonymously, I agree. Oh, is it daylight savings time? I didn't think so. So the goal here is getting all of these electrical martisans to 35 so that they can all automate making charge power cell 2. Sunday will be the last one ever. I mean, that's gonna depend where you live. Alright, we'll keep on pumping these guys up. I just go bottom up and then I know everyone's trained up to the same level. Need a shelter for my martisan in the US. Oh, did the US like abolish daylight savings time? Was that a thing? I did not pay attention to that. I mean, the top news stories on my radar were that like race car thing where that guy drove into a wall and I think, oh, US elections are coming up, right? I think those are the 2 big things that were on my news things. Alright, so we're gonna continue running around, recharging stuff, pressing buttons. Yeah, now Canada and US will be offset. Yeah, just making it easy for everyone. Alright, let's see. Get some of these going. So I think, I can't remember what skill the martisans had that we opened up. We might be able to pop those out and have a look here in a second. I think Composter, I think everyone's gotten most of their questions out of the way. But if anyone is wondering anything about the Composter, feel free to ask. We'll tackle it right away here. I think we've gone through most of the tasks. But basically, the Composter is replacing the CAD for the place to make soil. The soil production in the CAD is still there for now, but it will eventually be phased out after people have had a chance to get their composters set up, kind of get the feel for it, that kind of thing. And we're really, giving a little bit of depth to life science versus cooking, so that once, there's a clear definition of, like, the composting, the growing, the, like, those loops versus making all the foods, the coffee and the baiju and, like, making things, right? Make as much soil as you can now. Well, everyone always speculates on everything, right? So, can we sell worms in the future? I don't know if that's going to be a thing. They might be just in the composter. They might not leave that storage bin. Because I think trading worms on Mars sounds pretty tough. So, Winnie, yes and no. It might feel that way right now. So Winnie says the CAD will be useless. It might feel that way right now looking at the tasks that it has, but the CAD is going to focus on everything atmosphere, right? And so, this is entirely speculation. This is not, I know nothing about what's coming and how aerospace will be designed, but my personal theory would be that, like, for example, you need air on a spaceship. It just, there are cases where we're gonna need air on Mars, right? Either in aerospace or in something, so you'll have to make air on Mars. Increasing the demand for, like, nitrogen, so there's capture CO2 tasks. Basically, the requirement for atmospheric gases on Mars will increase as more realism is brought in, right? Dynamic Treasury Curifer. I'm going to refer you to the Mars cast that is happening later on today. Oh, sorry, our music is a touch loud there today. For Mars cast tonight, check that out if you wanna hear some more stuff on Dynamic Treasury. It's not really my area of expertise. I know it exists. I roughly see how it works, but I'm not one to speak at length on it, as it's not really my my area. CAD is going to do all the atmospheric gases. Anything to do with atmosphere is all CAD. So CO2, converting air for terraforming. Yep, any kind of... That's me reading the chat, not making an announcement. I am not the guy with the info. Yeah. But yeah, the guys on there will be able to talk at length about that. Dynamic Treasury is super cool to me, though. Like, so I'll talk about it in the limited scope of understanding that I have and why I'm excited for it. So basically, the idea that you have a bunch of Dusk that slowly refills for each of these categories, and then it drains at a rate as well, based on how often people are doing tasks that come from that treasury. When the rate that people are doing the tasks is higher than the rate that the treasury is being refilled, then the amount of Dusk in that pool goes down, and therefore the profitability of those tasks go down, and people are forced to switch to other pools that are refilling faster in order to find the tasks that are gaining profitability because people aren't doing them. And of course, lots of knobs and levers behind the scenes being adjusted for, like, how fast the rates drop off, or how quickly they refill, or things like that. But that's the overall idea behind it. Which is, yeah, such a cool concept, right? Like, the things that people do too much of are no longer profitable because they took all of the money out of it. Like, if everybody does transport ice in the cantina, which, like, might not even be a task anymore. Yes, absolutely. Moorcock's hit the nail on the head. Self-balancing idea is such a good one. It alleviates the pressure from the devs to, like, nerf and balance and have to constantly change things, and essentially leaves the players to drive their own meta by doing stuff and shifting it around and that kind of thing. So basically, the idea is creating a self-balancing system that the players impact. Helps keep the game alive? Absolutely. And it forces change without bias, right? So you can't say like, oh, devs nerfed this task. It's straight up like, players did it, and that's why it went down. Because they took all the money from it. It's not that it was too profitable. It was profitable because no one was doing it, and then it's less profitable because everyone was doing it. Like, so cool. Like a self-balancing economy. And then you just choose how fast different things refill, and that all balances itself out. Let's see here. Is there anyone who's not under their max stamina here? There we go. So we need like a couple tasks here. We need one here. So basically, I'm just trying to get all of the Martisans under their max stamina so that I can feed all of them with one button click. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so a couple things. Everyone, complete all on your bookshelves if you haven't. Get those 12 research papers. Boy, those are creeping up in value for the people who are tracking that stuff. Like, those things are... What are they now? Like, 7 or 8 a piece? Like, they're really, really climbing. We'll do that. We'll press Rusty Riggs 3 tries. We'll do 3 tries here. We have to win someday, right? Like, we won once on like maybe the 2nd or 3rd day that I streamed ever. Composter time. Please buy the remaining tickets before I lose all my Dusk. Yes, this is a good question for chat. How many times has everyone rolled that 250 Dusk? 5% chance. Right, yes. It's all... more cocks, that's great. So those degen packs refill the pools. So when people are buying all those things, and the Dusk has to go into the treasury, and it refills certain pools, so... all the Dusk that gets sunk back in gets rebalanced into all the pools appropriately. Hey, there you go. DK got a Composter. Oksania, welcome, welcome. Not enough yet. Some people are still trying to hit. Okay, you need this. I think that's everyone. So I know that all of them are feeding when it's 900 and 300. This is all my Martisans. Oh, Metis is climbing? That's exciting. We could do some scavenging. I've been slowly trying to push my way up to 125 scavenging. Seems to be the break-even point. 100 is a bit of a loss, 125 is a bit of a gain, but around there is where you start earning from scavenging by selling your lockboxes or by opening them. So for anyone who doesn't know, you can get really cool rewards from opening those scavenging boxes. So recently we hit this gold machining tool pack, which lets us, at level 100 machining, so we'd need to hire someone, go track someone down on Discord who has 100 or has a Martisan with 100 or higher. And we could produce gold machining tool packs. We could sell those to people. So those packs, basically, you open them up and they have a chance at all the different rarities for tools. So you could, you know, have a chance at artisan machining tools by building those packs. I don't think we have a pile of Metis. Nah, we've got like a couple hundred. Nothing that we're willing to sell on the market. But like, I feel like this was under 1 Dusk before. Alright. We definitely have a couple of Metis shields, so we could sell some of these for like $16.50 if anyone's after some rare Metis shields. I don't think we have much else we can part with. I was just looking for if anyone's trying to buy things and we're trying to provide them. I know people were trying to buy those before. 40 fabrication experience. Not quite. In 5 minutes, we can buy another pack. 20 Dusk each for Metis. That sounds great. So we'll continue running around, just collecting the last couple of things here that we've got to grab. Oh, right. I forgot we're doing engineering bay shards. So we're finally dedicating some time to upgrading this engineering bay that we've had. It's sat at level 1 for a very long time, and I figured we might as well max it out. We're able to make the shards, and it gets us a little bit of fabrication experience in the process. And it's pretty quick. And as we make them, the time it takes us to make them gets faster as we make them because we keep upgrading the building. So we probably need to do 107 to 300. So we probably need to do a few more cycles. 2 more cycles? 107 to 300, and we have 6. Yeah, so we're not going to hit it this time. So we'll have to do 2 rounds of this. Right? 6 is 120 to 180 and 30. So there's a very, very small chance if we max out every single roll that we'd be able to upgrade after this go round. But yeah, we've cut a good chunk of time. Like, look at cutting 7 hours off your habitat skeleton production time. 3.5 here, 3.5 here. Like, those time reductions are very significant at max level. The time it takes to install an energy core kit goes up once our building is rarer. That's interesting. Any tasks besides scavenging have metis in the loot table? Nope. So scavenging is where you get metis. Doing the engineering bay upgrades, but mine are commons. Ah, yes. That's gonna take a little while. I think otherwise we've got everything basically is going to the lowest it will once we max this guy out here. So level 5 is the max level we can go to for this. That one there is just interesting to me, but the rest are all good. We've got some smelters. Yeah, so these are all on auto refill. So this should pop up with an auto check. Yep, so we just get the crystals. And then this building automatically refreshes and our Martisan goes again. And it uses the stamina off of this Martisan, who's smelting all of our silicon. Hey, Electric Hook, welcome, welcome. Neo, welcome in. Anonymously, a lot of Dusk for oh yeah, is it costing us a ton for that last level? Yeah, it's a little expensive. But look at those time savings, right? And we're renting this out to our settlement. Like, anyone in the settlement gets massive time savings by having access to this engineering bay, as, you know, as more and more people need access to it. I envision such a fun future where, like what's our settlement cap? We're like 300 or something? We're not going to be anywhere near the top anymore because we 230. So there's absolutely a future where this guy maxes out, right? We've got everybody in the settlement that we can. Everyone's active, and we're going to start having like requirements of, you know, a day, 4 hours, 9 minutes, 5 days, sure. Like, your last login's 20 days ago, then we're probably evicting you. Because there's active people who want to get in and want to have access to that high-level engineering bay. Like, that's such a cool thing. Yeah, so the districts, we haven't really delved into what we're going to do with these yet. But this was just a concept that we were working with for gameplay within the settlement. And I think the idea, the main one that we had right away here was when tournaments come out that settlement owners can set up for people in the settlement, we're going to base it in different districts. Oh, I have it in another tab because we were talking about where to place the composter because we wanted to put it in the dregs because of conceptually and like thematically it was funny. So the dregs at the bottom are basically the area that produces. So everything has lore in the settlement, right? So we have like the dregs produce power, so like that's where the reactor is. I think like all of our solar panels are on like this plot. The composter is now down here. Like they're like this is where everything is made. The core being where everyone actually lives, and all the habitats and martisans all hang out here. This is lots of like a big production center up north. This is a lot of empty land off to the side, and this stretch is like people go to train at the very end. People go charge power on the one offshoot here, but the rest is relatively empty as well. Yeah, just like I love injecting lore into stuff like that, and like building stuff for people to care about as well is like super cool. Love the auto refill. Hate that they don't gain enough XP to keep leveling for it. Well, that depends on the task. If it's 0 to 4, it rounds down, and if it's 5 to 10, it rounds up. But automatically refilling stuff is like, this is such a good feature. I'm so happy with it. It saves me so much time as I click around to plots and I just have stuff get refilled. Basically, anything with a habitat on it is set to auto refill, with the exception of this plot, which is all just solar panels, which are publicly rentable, by the way. If you're someone who is finding that you don't have enough power generation, there's public solar panels all over this plot for anyone who needs them. And they're all maxed out solar panels, so don't let power hold you back. Come to the cheese oasis. So we could get all those going. We could dump a whole ton of stamina into there, but we're not too worried about power right now. We want to use our martisan stamina on training them up, because we're trying to get everyone to 35 to automate those power cells. So I guess another question for everyone is how many worms have people acquired so far? I'm wondering how that's going for people. Are people hitting like a ton of zeros? Because worms aren't guaranteed, right? They're only a 66% chance. There are 2 in 3 to get a worm, and a third of the time you don't get any. Or yeah, I guess how many people have tried to make worms and failed? That's another good one. 2 worms, 0 worms. Who's the best worm farmer? No composter? Okay, that would do it. Well, maybe you'll win one here today. 7 slots failed? That's impressive. That's some odds. Bad timing on the composter release. 3 out of 3 tasks. I don't have any rare shards. Yeah, you're incredibly lucky, Magic Mike. 1 out of 3 got 4 worms. Okay. Yeah, they're not... You need to check the composter to see if you got them. They don't actually show up in the loot table or the toasters over here on the side yet. Hey, rare grind and brew shards. That's not bad. And a little bit of art. So we're sending a lot of our rovers on these bottom missions right now. We've been trying for chances at the secret mission. Oh, right! That's the other... So people who were talking about Metis earlier. The other way you can get Metis, other than scavenging, is launching a ton of these missions at the bottom, as there's a secret mission that you get, I think, 5% of the time. Don't quote me on the numbers, I'm not actually sure. And that secret mission gives you, like, boatloads of Metis if you make it to the end of the mission. Yeah, still working on it for mobile? Yeah. Yep. So we have 1, So this isn't the mission that we're talking about. These opportunity missions, I ran a whole ton of them, and I have a bunch to finish up. So these are going to take me a little bit. Define boatloads. I think the final one gives you like 60 to 100 or something. Or maybe it's like 50 to 75. It's... yeah, we can't check them down here. That'd be a, I would throw that one to Moorcock's. Is that guy on the wiki yet? Do we know if those secret missions are over there? And, like, massive shout out to the guys that are working on the wiki. A big boat or a little boat. It's a life raft. Like, Moorcock's, Match. I should actually, I'll look at the list of names because you're all doing amazing work. Ari, Moorcock's, Match, Lamp, Thinker, Kyle Jumpgate, myself, but mostly those first couple people, like, they're doing amazing work on the wiki, getting so much info up there. Yeah, that's all good. Like, the amount of info becoming available and that being the go-to spot is amazing. We have one of these guys left. Best way to get metas is scavenging. Sort of. Scavenging, yes, but also those secret missions are able to get you a fair bit as well. Let me grab you a link to the wiki. So highly, highly recommend if you're going to start using the wiki that you create an account on that website. It appears to have a significant amount of ads when you first go there, but if you create an account on their website, it cuts down the amount of ads being displayed by like 75%. Once you're logged in and you have an account, like that massive top one goes away, the bottom right one goes away. It's only like a couple of small side banner ads. Can we make composter shards? Maybe in the future. Yes, maybe in the future. Check the Metis site on the wiki. It should have that info already. Oh, there you go. All right, so let's see if we can't go show off what we're talking about. So this top banner goes away if you have an account and you're logged in. I just don't on this particular browser because I'm on my own. So Metis, because I'm playing on my personal account. So if we look at where to acquire it, it is acquired from Advanced Scavenging and these Coprati Delivery. So these happen in the Roverworks, and there you go, 2 and 2 and 27 on average from the best mission. So Coprati's Delivery is the secret mission. So basically what that means is go to your Roverworks, run the Coprati's Delivery mission, and some percent of the time, I think maybe 1 in 20, maybe about 5%, but I don't actually know how often the mission comes. But every so often, you'll get a secret Coprati's mission titled, these, like, load Metis cargo, travel through the Badlands, hand over the Metis. And these guys will give you Metis. So 2 to 3, and 30-ish. So yeah, run these Coprati's deliveries if you're after Metis. How many composters do we need on Mars to produce the current volume of soil and ferments? That's a good question. I'm not a growing. I don't use my greenhouses. They sit pretty idle a lot of the time. Life science isn't my go-to. But, so, say we're doing a full greenhouse, a full maxed out rare greenhouse worth of carrots, we would need 72 soil. So for us to make 72 soil, so we're producing what? 7.5, so we're producing about 15 soil storage with these right now. And then we're able to pull 7.5 for every 3, so 5. So 5 times 7.5. So basically 2 cycles of this. So 2 uncommon composters would produce enough soil to keep up with a maxed out greenhouse to produce this much soil. 72. That'd be every, how many? 19, 20 hours. This is at like base level with the basic tasks, right? So 20 hours to do this, and 4 hours to actually withdraw the soil. So about once a day. So if you wanted to do 2 of these, it would produce enough to do a full batch of carrots once a day. But you can do carrots every 9 hours. So if you really wanted to keep up with it, you'd need 6 composters, 6 uncommon composters, if you wanted to constantly grow full batches of carrots in one maxed out rare greenhouse. Is there a way to reduce moisture in the composter other than getting soil? So when you take the soil out, the moisture goes down. Displaying sunflowers is the other way. It reduces a significant amount of moisture. You missed all the boat talk. We still don't know how big the boat is. The boat holds, oh boy, how big is a metis? Do we have any lore on this page? How big is one metis chunk? How heavy? All right, if someone tell me how heavy one metis is, and then we can tell you how big the boat needs to be. Gonna be painful when CADs no longer produce soil, since composter is not a building for people starting out, and greenhouses are. Well, I think the idea is that composters are going to start being part of, like, it's a core addition would be the idea, right? They're supposed to be readily available. They're supposed to be easy to acquire. It's a core building everyone's going to need for making soil. Sudden regret for letting go of all my sunflower seeds. Where are people getting them? Is it from scavenging? A very expensive core edition. Well, it's a high life science level if you want to do that loop. Or you just buy the soil from the high life science people, right? Are we all getting fleeced at these current prices if it's a core building? No? Scavenging? Basic scavenging? Yeah, okay. Okay. We should do some giveaways, eh? Oh, hi, Koopy Bread. Just as Koopy Bread arrives. 2 thumbs and just started doing Coprades delivery for the metis. Yep, sounds about right. Excited fertilizer gives your mythic poop pile purpose. Ah, yes, our massive pile of waste that we've acquired finally has somewhere to start going. But we don't go through the bio waste that quickly. Tons of cheap seeds before seed sowing. Yes, excellent idea. Start hoarding seeds. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that's an idea. If seed sowing requires you to have the seeds in order to do it. So buying some just so you can do seed sowing is great. Buying some because you expect them to go up in value, not necessarily. Maybe who knows, right? That's speculation. But buying them so you can at least do the tasks, sure. Did anyone buy these? Oh, people bought both of these guys. Okay, perfect. They're referring to the amount of waste that we've acquired as a mythic amount of waste. Okay, we'll do a quick little giveaway here for one pack. That's not the dashboard that I wanted. Don't expect instant gains. There's a lot of seeds. Yes, exactly. Any expert life science papers? Oh, yeah, we always hook up people if they're looking for stuff and we've got it. Let me check for you. I might have some kicking around. There you go, I've got one. All right, Brutal, do you have a high enough offer in on the market? Water got harder. I have 2 mining rigs. Maybe get 4 more. Well, yeah, if you're looking to make ice to do things, whatever. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you have the highest offer in there. Hopefully that goes to you. Best of luck, my friend. Hoping that went your way. Grinding away at journeyman paper still? Yeah. I mean, if anyone wasn't tuned in earlier, we got pretty lucky to get 2 master papers today. So we got 6 expert out of our library rolls. We're going up to 112 electrical. Yeah, no problem. We love helping chat out. Okay. Let's get that guy set up here real quick. And if you're someone who's just tuning in for the first time and dropping that raffle in the chat, we do like to try and see that you're a regular, or, you know, that it's not the first thing that you've ever said is raffle today. Let's talk about a few things. What did we talk about here, chat? What kind of stuff were we chatting about last week, right before we called it? We're talking about potatoes or onions or something? Cheese, bacon and eggs? French toast? So we're giving away 1 composter pack. I remember onions? You think I remember back that far? Okay, let's have a look here. Composter pack giveaway. So, exclamation mark raffle in the chat gets your name entered in the draw. You do need to be following the channel in order for your name to be picked out of the list. And if you're someone who's new here, maybe just say hello. Talk a little bit about your favorite things on Mars. What's your favorite food? Is a grilled cheese sandwich with meat considered a grilled cheese sandwich still, or is it a melt? It's a melt. It's not a grilled cheese sandwich once you put meat on it. Favorite thing on Mars is me. That's good. I think we almost finished all the tasks we were running around to restart. I had 1 more composter to partner with my existing one. Pineapple on pizza. Oh yeah, people love that one. That's another. Does your Subway sandwich store in your area have pineapple as an option? Is it one of the little trays or no? So yeah, follow the channel, exclamation mark raffle if you've never been here. This is how we do our draws here. How many? I've seen it. It's all over the place around my hometown, not where I live now, but is it a thing in the States for the people who all live there? You put pineapple on your sub. No? It's not a thing? That is Newfoundland, Canada has pineapple as an option for your Subway sandwich. Yeah, for the people who are asking for the sunflower tournament, it's coming. Just asking. Asking's not going to make it go any faster, sorry. It'll come when it comes. Seed sowing was announced like a while ago. Time to move to Newfoundland. Pineapple on pizza is soggy. I don't know how it would taste. Pineapple in a Subway sandwich is fantastic. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, it's we've been seeing a lot of people asking, and we're, someone's working on it. It's on people's radar. It's coming. Always more bacon. Yeah, always more bacon's a pretty good one. Hey, 3 low DU. Welcome to the chat. First time chatter. I see you're trying to join the raffle. Would you like to tell us what your favorite sandwich is? Or your favorite thing on Mars? And make sure you're following the channel. Welcome. Following the channel if you'd like your name to be drawn. What else do you include? Aside from pineapple in the sub? No, it's just bread and all pineapple. Oh man, that's funny. No, you just get like a regular cold cut and lettuce, onion, mayo, and pineapple. Just great. Ah, from Novo. Right on. All right, we finished our draw here. We're going to get one Composter pack given out to somebody here in the chat. Pretty good odds for the people who happen to be tuned in here today. I have 10k waste. Does that count as a legendary pile of waste? If 30k is mythic, yeah, we're saying 25,000 waste is mythic and 10,000 is legendary piles. It's pretty good. All right, so one Composter pack given away to... Hey, Oksania, congratulations. Drop your wax address in the chat. We will get a Composter sent your way. And Oksania, totally up to you. We could open your pack on stream here if you'd like it to be shown what rarity you get, and we'll pull it here for you. Or we can get the pack sent your way, either or. You let us know what you want us to do with that pack. I can send it over, or I can open it for you. We can see what rarity you get. And we also need your wax address to get it sent to you. Open the pack. Well, it's not for chat to decide. We'll let the person who won it, they can decide if they want to open it themselves. What about honey cheese pizza? Yeah, we're still doing the chapter 2 read along today. I'll make sure I note the time. We do that cut here in a little bit. I have that same mug. Yeah, fantastic mug. I have, I think, 3 of them, and my wife says I need to find I need a different shelf specifically for these mugs as I start acquiring more. Well, if we don't hear from Oksania here, we'll just move along here in like another minute. Hello, Bright Aurora. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have all these new faces, new chatters today. If you're someone who is new to the stream, how'd you find us? Where are you from? Tell us something exciting in your life that's going on. Alright, we got a wax address. Do we also have a decision? Oksania, do you want us to open your pack, or do you want us to send it your way? So we can open it on stream and then send you the Composter, or we can hold it for you and just send you the pack. I slept in. Did I miss anything? OG Halo player, we've just done one giveaway so far for a Composter here. We've talked people through how to use the Composter today. More mugs. I don't have. Send me. Yeah. Like, we're gonna send you the Composter either way, but do you want the pack so you can open it yourself? Or do you want us to open it so people can see what rarity it is, and then we'll send you the rarity of Composter, whatever rarity it ends up being? Missed out on important pineapple leaks. Ah, yes. We were talking about the availability of pineapple. Send the pack. Sounds good to me. Excuse me. So we'll send you that pack in-game. So that'll arrive in your inventory. Could I DM in Discord to get a cover on Composter? Well, this will be available later, so you can definitely rewatch it. There's also a walkthrough on YouTube currently for anyone who may have missed it. So over on the YouTube channel, there is a guide to composting. The first 10 minutes of the stream, if you rewatch this once it's reposted to YouTube later, will also include a walkthrough. From Puerto Rico, found from Sunflower Land. Hey, well, happy to have you, Nuboko. Welcome, welcome. This Friday stream is always a pretty chill engagement, hang out with the people who tend to tune in. Usually, we pretty much always have some prizes, some stuff that we give away. But yeah, we just have a good time here on Fridays. We answer every question that anybody has about anything gameplay related, which in the growth periods, like when we had all the new people coming from Sunflower and we had like 1,000 new players who showed up in a week, we had a lot of questions we were repeatedly answering, which is a ton of fun. Like, just like, how do I filter water? And we're like, okay, so you go here, you go to filter water, you need to acquire ice and stamina. How do you acquire ice? You get it from going here and scavenging. And how do you get how else can you acquire? Well, you could also go to a polar workshop and you can get it from ice drilling. Or you could go to your mining rigs and you could acquire it from ice mining 1, 2, and 3. Like lots of, like tons of fun, right? Stepping away from the keyboard to start my... yes, excellent. Oh no, I'm too late. Hey, Kent, welcome on in. Nah, we've only given away 1 pack so far. And that person wants the pack sent their way, so we're not going to open it. They're going to have the thrill of opening it themselves, or reselling the pack, you know, whatever people want to do with it. Because I guess reselling the pack gives you a lot more value if that's what you're after. So that makes sense, if the people want that for the Dusk value, right? Okay, this countdown has happened for us, so I want to open one myself. I have another one to give away, but this is my own pack, so now you're all just wishing me luck here. I'm going to buy one here and open it myself because I want my own pack of another Composter. I was hoping for like 2 uncommons to fit on this little thing. Alright, setting up another Composter of my own. Hopefully we get... I just want an uncommon. Uncommon is fine. That's what I want because it'll fit on the plot where I want to put it. Please. Better is okay. I'll take it as well. There we go. Excellent. Okay. You know, that's what we're after. I hope for Mythic. Uncommon or better, right? But, uncommon fits on this plot where I want to put it. There we go. Nice space optimization there. And it fits in the dregs down here at the bottom. So it's right there on that plot there. So that we can keep all of our composting and power production and whatnot all down on the bottom. Sort of all down here. Also some sunflower, but before the crossover event. Right on. Okay. So I think we'll do the chapter reading here now. Forgotten, yeah, the Forgotten I think does not have a lot of, maybe they got some like libraries and training halls. They got like, everything's like a little bit of everything, like a lot of print shops. I think there's a lot of print shops in the Forgotten. And they all sit idle all the time. Say what you want, yeah, and the pack just gives it to you. Right, like, the Forgotten is very disorganized buildings. Like, everything's sort of scattered all over the place. It's no dedicated stuff. I spend all my time in the dregs. I mean, there's a lot of solar panels down here. And a lot of, like, mixed stuff that, like, not a lot of people use. All this stuff is sitting idle right now. Forgotten is the place to be. Is this stuff all off? Gargantu, if you're tuned in, you could turn all this stuff on for renting. There's no reason all these buildings should be sitting idle. Anyone can use all this stuff. Yeah, yeah, there's some mining rigs down here too. I forgot about these. Yeah. Hey, thanks, buddy. Yeah, this plot down in the dregs just below these 2 habs has a lot of idle buildings kicking around. Okay. We're going to pop open chapter 2. We're going to note the time, and we're going to do our little read aloud here. Is this going to take us a good chunk of time? Is this one of the longer chapters? I think it is. All right, well, we'll do our best. We may need to take a break partway through this. I do tend... Oh, man, I have to teach tomorrow, too. Oh, my voice is going to be shot by Monday. But it's good practice. Great for speaking out loud all the time. For the people who haven't tuned in before, I've talked about it before. I try to read out loud to my wife every night before we go to bed, just to be in good practice of speaking out loud for good chunks of time. It's pretty good. Hello, I don't do the math, but if I'm fixing my broken power cell, will it give me more value, or should I sell the broken ones and buy the empty ones? I have fixed power cell 3. That one, I'm going to direct you to chat to find an answer for you. DigiPedro might be able to help you out with that one. Keep the mining rig for settlers only? Yeah, I think it's on a settlers only plot anyway for all those things. There's no habitat down there. Okay. We are making a note that at 1:06 we are starting this read aloud. Which means I should also mute the music so that that's not going in the back. Okay. 1:06:15. Chapter 2, Marisol. Marisol, September 2069. Marisol needed to acclimate. At the gym, she jogged on the treadmill with a weight belt. She was breathing a bit heavy, but felt strong. She was on Sol 10 of her program. One of the luckiest ones. As the surface rockets to Hellas Planitia only flew bi-weekly, her arrival timing was just right to miss the last rocket, giving her almost 2 weeks in Waterloo to do nothing but explore and exercise. The exercise itself wasn't overly strenuous. She'd been so diligent about the workouts during the 9-month flight, even with all the challenges of doing it while weightless. She did an hour of cardio every day on the treadmill with bungee cords pulling her down, and an hour of strength training on the resistance machine. She was determined to stay fit and strong so she could stay long term. She had already passed the first health check. People who had too much bone loss upon arrival were routed back to the rockets headed back to Earth, before the flight window closed for 18 months. She could scarcely imagine the disappointment of that. Now she had to keep her max VO2 and bone density levels high enough to make sure she wouldn't be sorted into a single-circuit 18-month internship. She wanted to be on one of the big projects, which were minimum 3-year commitments. The more challenging part was just learning to walk with a normal gait in 1/3 gravity. Marisol knew she still looked like the fresh recruit she was, with her telltale wide-legged bouncy gait through Waterloo Square. Soon she'd get better control and motor memory, and would look like she was strolling along on Earth. The acclimation period was heady for everyone, though. Most people with their retained Earth muscle mass had tons of energy on first landing. She felt like she could fly. In fact, she had taken up playing Mars ball in pickup games in the square, something she never would have considered at home. The rules were pretty much like basketball, but on Mars, even fairly sturdy American girls could dunk. Well, could at least pull up on the rim of the basket, which was a decent amount of athleticism for the Vasquez family. 5 miles in, she decided to call it. Enough for one morning. She had some housekeeping waiting at home. As she was finishing and cooling off, a message came through on her watch. Yeneris. Marisol had a quick pang of loneliness, but was quickly buoyed by her mom's face and voice. How are you, Mija? I hope you're having a great time. I can't wait to hear your project assignment. Everything's good here. The bots have been harvesting all week, so we're going to start the crush soon. I have to say, I'm not sure about this year's crop. It won't be our best vintage, that's for sure. Mr. Atkinson doesn't care that much, though. He doesn't even get the wine out as gifts anymore, since he stopped drinking it himself. The vineyard's just a write-off on his taxes and some pretty landscaping, so I've been donating the wine to the neighborhood food co-op. I'm sure he'll be furious when he finds out, so everything's the same is what I'm saying. Jesse seems to be hanging in there okay, but I'm worried about this boy, Marisol. You know I've always cared about him, and he's had a couple of rough breaks. But you need to focus on your future. He's in so far over his head. I don't want you to get hurt. I tried to ask him about applying to the Austin Training Center yesterday, and he's still not giving me a straight answer. I can't figure out what's keeping him in that awful house. I hope he'll be able to sell it, but I think there's a problem there. Is he telling you what's going on? I wanted to tell you that I took your advice and I checked out Applied Viticulture. You're right. I think I'd be a fit for a lot of jobs there. I still don't know about this Mars business, Marisol, but if my only baby is going to be there, I think I should think about it. The Atkinsons are getting pretty old. I think they might want to sell the house, so they're so uninterested in the vineyard now. I really would like to get down to just one job as well. The property and house management work is so stressful and thankless. So I applied to the mega vineyard like you suggested. I am sorry to hear the wine tastes like rancid grape juice. Perhaps I could help with that. I applied to ATC at the same time. I think my M1 visa has to come through before I can get in, but I'll keep you posted. I love you, Mija. Marisol was overjoyed to hear that Yeneris was serious about moving. Oh, it was such a great opportunity for the pair of them. Yeneris got to California long after it was an immigrant's dream, and having a daughter on her own didn't make it easier to get ahead. even with a master's degree in oenology from UC Davis. Mars didn't have any class structures yet, and was nothing but wide open space and creative people with big ideas. Marisol couldn't understand why any bright young person would want to be anywhere else. After showering at the gym, she put on new clothes, a pair of Mars-cut jeans slung low on the hip with a full break for that slim and elongated Mars body, along with a new bamboo t-shirt with gorgeous beading at the collar and waist. Glass and glass beads were everywhere on Mars, along with little local gemstones. There was a lot of intricate beadwork in much of Mars fashion, produced by the automated machines that ran absolutely everything. Marisol thought she recalled that Velma Patel had pioneered tiny beaded hems along with everything else she did, but she wasn't sure. She laced up her new trainers with thin soles that were nearly like ballet soles, optimized for easy and frequent machine washing to wash away the toxic dust, and not for bearing lots of weight, as on Earth. Outside the gym, she turned to the blue solar sidewalk and started towards home. There was a mini rover just ahead, spraying the sidewalks with a fine mist of water, and the wildflowers planted along the curb equally. The massive dome overhead was especially warm and bright today, and the songbirds, legal only here in Waterloo Square and not allowed for import anywhere else, were in full melody. She took a detour through the public orchard and grabbed a Meyer lemon and orange. The square itself was starting to fill with the morning crowd, some sitting in the amplified sunlight and reading, others on the Mars ball courts, and a few determined souls diving into the Olympic-sized lap pool. The buildings surrounding, all 5 stories tall, had complex poured shapes and were dominated by huge stained glass windows that refracted slivers of brightly colored lights through the open space. Everything about Waterloo felt like unconstrained creativity. In the evenings, Marisol found herself sleeping deep and dreamless after every day of relentless newness. Almost to her apartment building, suddenly a siren wailed, and a voice was booming from speakers that were installed on each building. Safety alert. Please proceed to the nearest life shelter. Safety alert. Please proceed to the nearest life shelter. The lights inside the square dimmed, making the bright white lighted arrows that appeared on the blue sidewalks much more visible. The crowd started moving along the sidewalks in the direction of the arrows. Marisol had no idea what to do. There was mention of safety alerts during her Waterloo intake, but she'd been so overwhelmed by it all she'd only paid a little attention to that bit. She just followed the arrows in a section of the crowd and tried to stay calm. Probably just a drill. After a minute or so of shuffling along with the crowd, Marisol found herself ushered with others into Jolene's, the diner directly across from her apartment. It was styled to look like a farmhouse with a front porch, and inside you could order eggs, grits, and salads. Through the back was an area that was supposed to be a big backyard with an artificial turf and picnics and a chicken coop, and lots of raised beds full of vegetables. Jolene's had its own mini dome of Metashield inside the larger dome of the whole square, and so it doubled as an emergency shelter. Marisol crowded to the back and managed to find the small end of a picnic bench to sit on. The crowd continued to push in as the siren wailed, until finally a woman Marisol guessed was Jolene shouted, "All full," and a heavy door swung shut out front. The crowd was packed fairly tight, but it was orderly. Marisol noticed the chickens flying free inside the dome, another good tidbit to tell Jessie later. She found she was preoccupied with the comments from her mother about Jessie, even under the circumstances. Surely he was applying to ATC. He was coming. The siren had stopped, which was a relief. But a tiny rover was now driving through the crowd, saying, "Please check in. Retinal or fingerprint scan. Please check in." It shuffled from person to person, scanning and making a ding as each person was recognized in the database. Finally, it got to Marisol. "Retinal scan?" Marisol looked right at its raised sensor. "Thank you. Marisol Vasquez. Are you aware of anyone else who might be missing or need assistance?" "No." "Thank you. Please sit tight." It moved on to the next person, and about half an hour later, finally there was an announcement over the speakers again. "Thank you for your cooperation. All souls present and accounted for. This was only a drill. If this had been a real emergency, you would have had enough supplies at your emergency location to survive up to a week. Please remember to travel everywhere with your medications and your ID. Thank you and have a good day." The heavy front doors swung open and people began to pour outside into the sunny Waterloo morning. The music was playing again in the restaurant before Marisol could even get out. The 3D printer was droning away on the counter, which is why she didn't hear Jesse's message when it first arrived. Marisol was wearing a respirator with a small backpack and a big pair of glasses with a detailed HUD. She was vacuuming debris out of the inside of the farming allotment. The allotment was an open cave with UV lights, minimally separated from the other farming allotments between apartments by thin screens, and with a central water, basic life support, and good solar shielding. After a while, she finished tidying up and hung up the vac, and walked in the door to the apartment, kicking it shut behind her. She took off the gloves and dropped them in a laundry basket, and then took off her respirator. A panel next to the door said sealed, and there was an audible ding. Marisol was hurrying, but the audible ding, ding, ding picked up as she turned on the water in the kitchen sink and began washing her hands. After 20 seconds exactly, it stopped. She finished washing up and glanced at the active wall. Her active wall was busy. She thought that was a sign of a creative mind. Yenaris and Jesse called it a mess. She had a life-size Christmas tree image up on the left side of the wall, even though it was September, and a menu open next to it for navigating ornaments and other decorations. She had a picture window frame on the upper right, which could show any view of 1,000 cameras in the system, but which was currently showing a view of about a kilometer away right now. She had dozens of boxes for open pages and videos. She was playing a playlist pretty loud, but in the background, faintly, one of the videos was still droning on about forecasts for population growth of Waterloo in the next year, and the various government agencies that would find themselves called into action. Somewhere in the lower right-hand corner, near where her backpack usually actually covered the wall, was her blinking notifications icon. She finally noticed it and swiped it open, and there was Jesse with the deformed ring. He was holding it up against the meta shield where it fused together for a minute, and, as he pulled it away, she saw the softened metal cool and then harden. She walked over and touched the video so the audio output would shift focus, and she listened to Jesse. So I was curious what the heck would do that, because Metis isn't supposed to react with anything, right? I mean, I wonder if something's going wrong with my shield, and it's about to electrocute me in my sleep, you know? So I looked it up, and the company's like, there's no way that could happen. What do you think? Should I be worried about this? Marisol quickly seized on a detail. The melted ring looked like the cooling weave of Metis shield that was in the new higher orientation video Marisol watched this morning. She rummaged around on the screen near the lower left of the window and flicked a couple of windows closed till she found the video. She watched it again and stopped when the metal began to cool. The colored strands in the metis arranged themselves in gentle uniform waves in red, green, gold color order, just like Jesse's ring face. She recorded a response. You know, I'm starting to believe you that this is made of metis. How wild is that? If that ring is from a black market metis jeweler and Danny didn't know? Amazing, Jesse. He was always up to something. If that's true, don't show it around too much. Ha! Who knows why he'd have one? I thought those rings and chains were used to move metis illegally to China. She attempted to attach the video and send, but she got a warning on screen from Brouhaha Security, and she was reminded that she was not to share the video outside the company. Alright, we're going to take a short break here. Sorry, we're in the middle of a conversation. I just have a sore throat. Okay, that was one... Yeah, for sure. Around 1:19. So we have a little bit of time here. Oh, thanks, Moorcox. We'll probably dig into that, not on stream today, but a little bit afterwards. I will turn the music back on here for just a minute, and I should stop having coffee. I'm gonna step away for just a moment here, grab some water, and I'll be right back to continue reading in just like a couple of minutes here. Saw some requests there for the cat, so we went and got the cat. Oh yeah, she's a little cranky today. I had to wake her up to bring her down here. Say hello to the stream, Cricket. She is a pretty hefty cat, but she's pretty chill most of the time. Alright, we got some water. Yeah, she's... Hey. Yeah. She's a pretty vocal cat as well. She likes talking to people, says hello to everybody. If I put you over here, will you say hi? Will you step on any important button? Oh, yeah. No. Move the keyboard away. Alright. Will you lay in your bed? Right there. There you go. Lay down. Ah, yeah. Okay, perfect. This is, we're breaking a bit of things here, but... will you even move enough? Okay, there we go. She hangs out in this little bed here next to us while we're, doing all of our work on the computer. Looking at the camera going, why did you wake me up? That's funny. Alright, sorry, Cricket. Yep. Moorcox, I think that's probably just you. I have no dropped frames on my end. Okay, so we're resuming at 1:20, 1:24. Pausing this guy. All right. And we're rolling again. 1:24:20. Okay. Marisol was chastened. Right, of course. That video didn't seem that sensitive, but it was all Brouhaha's property, and they were famously unyielding about that. Marisol did not want to get in trouble at her new job. On the other hand, she also wanted to make sure that Jesse knew it really looked like Metis, so he'd think twice about whatever consequences there might be for selling it. And so she took a screenshot of the melting ring and emailed that to Jesse with the message. See, it really looks like it has the melting signature. Another ding. The 3D printer was done. She took the cake and carried it to the door of the pantry and walked into the small dark room, glowing with red light. There were many plants growing in pots on shelves. She set the cake on the tray next to 3 others that were starting to sprout small mushrooms. On the tray below, a fully mature cake with mushrooms. Marisol took that one and left the pantry room again, popping it into the microwave and pulling a plate out of the refrigerator with a pre-cut salad already in one of its pre-molded compartments. She took a jar of sauce from the fridge and set the table, along with a glass of sparkling water with ice. The microwave dinged and she put the warmed mushroom cake on her plate and sat down to eat, swiping her tablet. After she finished dinner, she rinsed her plate and put it in the dishwasher. Marisol climbed into her bed. She pulled the rectangle of light that was the window closer, setting a strong, warm sunlight to come in over her right shoulder while she browsed her tablet. The sun was setting outside, helping to keep her body attuned to the circadian rhythms. Another message from Jesse. It's a mystery for sure. Maybe Henry found a Metis meteorite. That would make this thing valuable, right? Tell me more about Mars. Distract me from how awful this all is. I can't believe you live inside a giant cliffside complex. Is there just the sound of giant sucking air machines all the time? Is everything the future? Quick message back. It really is. I'm flying out to HQ tomorrow for 2 weeks of immersion there, and then I'm back here to keep working on the soil labs. I can't believe I have to leave my tomatoes that long. My neighbor says she'll check on them, but I'm still worried. I'll be back before harvest, though. Everyone here is so nice, Jesse. You're going to love it. Marisol was last to board the short-range transport rocket to Hellas Planitia. She had to walk over the last row already reclined, hair still wet and dripping, to take the last seat in the middle of the back row. Awkwardly, the security atlas was approaching down the aisle, or in other words, from the top of the rocket on down, and soon as she swung downward from a crouch to her back, asked her to provide her bag for an out-of-order security inspection. Marisol heaved herself back up, using a couple of anchor bars to a standing position where she could pull her bag back out of the storage compartment. She handed it to the robot, looking studiously over its shoulder and away from its blank face at the girl behind it and above, Tilda. Tilda turned and smiled at her, and then looked forward again. The Atlas pulled out her metal lunch pail and opened it and said mechanically, "No food," before dumping it in a trash receptacle and returning it to the bag. Marisol tried to grab the cakes and yelped, "Hey!" which got her another amused glance from Tilda. The Atlas finished the inspection, re-zipped the bag, and handed it back to Marisol, while delivering an audio message about corporate non-liability and at your own risk, etc. Marisol snatched it away and stowed it in a compartment, secured the hatch, and swung back down into her seat. Tilda turned sideways in her chair, enough that she could look down towards Marisol. She looked like she was cracking up. "That was close, Mar. What baking project was worth nearly missing your ride to work? I was dying for another batch of those mushroom cakes after 3 days of nothing but noodles, but they didn't finish until this morning. You're the only person who came to Mars for the food." "That's not true. I also came for the unparalleled customer service." Marisol was staring daggers at the Atlas, and Tilda was laughing so hard her seat was rattling. The countdown and takeoff were reassuringly bureaucratic. Marisol hoped she was projecting the bored air of a regular commuter, like the brouhaha employees she saw in the rows ahead. They all wore the same uniform, a simple polyblend jumpsuit in black and white booties for easy dust identification. They carried just a small bag of essentials with them for their month in the field, but each of them were reading on a haha book made with Miss Velma's IoT paper. Less eye strain for consuming the news of the day or versus other screens, an ultimate signifier of techie cool. Company men and women, every one. Marisol activated the window porthole as soon as they took off and saw through the screen projection the rotation of the horizon as they nosed over and headed east. The gentle dunes below were streaked with rover tracks, and she could see a few of the tiny vehicles driving around a large mining operation. Waterloo was continuously expanding in the bottom of Valles Marineris, but as the temperature continued to rise each year, developers were starting to work on zones on the sunnier cliff tops. A patch of mossy green was spreading on the ground below. Marisol had read about the first greenery spotted on Mars, outside a Metis dome structure, when she was in high school, and it was the main catalyst for her choice of degree and that she was here at all. The entire breakthrough had taken years, including cultivating an extremophile mycorrhizae. I don't do mushrooms. I should read a lot about mushrooms. That could extract nutrients from Martian rocks to laddering by being consumed by lichen, which was then fed a mossy ground cover. The regolith where the first plants were found growing in the wild has been treated with bacteria that consumed perchlorate and aerated the dirt. Now that was becoming an established overall technique to remediate large tracts of land to something that may eventually turn into soil. Marisol hoped that she and Jessie could get the money together soon for a homestead not too far from Waterloo Center, hopefully near the newly forming Lake Candor, and eventually with lots of rolling green hills. Mycorrhizae. Thank you. Upon landing at Hellas Planitia, the captain made a brief announcement. "Welcome to Brouhaha HQ. Remember, at all times, you are on private property and subject to the absolute authority of the Brouhaha Corporation, under Earth's international maritime law or the prima facie law that you are outside any other jurisdiction. While we welcome your visit, our safety and security are our primary concern. Please do not share sensitive information from this site with anyone, and please do not enter under any unauthorized areas. We appreciate your cooperation. Please excuse the short delay while our rover docks with us. Have a nice day." There was silence at the harsh tone from the captain. The interior lights came on bright, like a splash of cold water in the face, and that somehow roused the slightly stunned brouhaha interns into action. Their seats swung 90 degrees, and, once upright, they took turns unbuckling and descending to the steep stairs at the bottom of the rocket, where they descended one more flight into a large rover. Each of those seated about 20, so 6 rovers waited in queue behind the first to drive beneath the rocket and dock with the hatch on the underside. Marisol couldn't help straining to try and see the Metis fields as the rover drove the short distance from the rocket to the brouhaha intake lobby, but there was a tall white sheet installed along the entire roadway. Tilda grabbed the back of her shirt playfully. Hey, didn't you watch the orientation video? It's too bright to look at in the sunlight. You'll go blind. Don't worry, we'll get to see it on a moonlight tour this week. At the intake lobby, they waited briefly while utility bots sprayed the rover tires and wiped the floor of any dust. Then they emerged one by one through the hatch and down the stairs. Inside, there were rows of big upholstered chairs with plenty of space between. Tilda and Marisol chose two towards the center and dropped their bags, stood stretching for a few moments after the hours spent cramped in the rocket. It was the most spacious room Marisol had seen yet on Mars, with ceilings over 50 feet and an overall gymnasium feel. The outer walls were all made of smart glass, with the one facing the Metis fields turned fully opaque white. Still, that entire wall glowed with a warm light from the gleaming metal terrain beyond. The wall opposite was clear glass, giving them a window into the hive of operations inside. People and bots were moving from place to place, and there were long rows of benches with equipment and various technicians working. Marisol couldn't wait to get inside. There was a huge rectangle of Metis shield hanging like a flag from the rafters, with the Brouhaha logo rotating slowly in the center. Presently, the screen changed to show a huge version of Velma Patel herself, radiant in a beaded shift, and with her signature opaque blue contact lenses. Welcome to Brouhaha. I hope you'll enjoy your time here. You have made your journey at an important time in our history. We are about to celebrate 10,000 souls into the human epoch on Mars. When I launched Mama Phi in Earth Year 2042, it was my hope that we would become a fully self-sufficient society within 50 vernal equinox years. We're 1/3 of the way through that timeline and progressing faster than I could have imagined. I hope that your eyes are open to the beauty and the promise of this precious land, and that you will share my mission to restore it to the vibrant wonderland it once was. The video continued to show stock video of locations on Mars where water was starting to flow, plants were beginning to grow, and Metis shield domes were being erected, interspersed with graphs showing temperature rise, atmospheric pressure, and air quality indices. A new voice, a pleasant man on screen. Please take your seats and relax. They recline if you wish, or can be fully extended to flat and lowered to the floor for exercises or sleeping. While you wait, please access the audio for various video feeds on the wall by connecting to the guest Metis service. You will be processed through security, decontamination, and intake one by one. This process may take up to 4 hours for everyone. Food and drinks are available at the back of the room along with restrooms. We hope you have a pleasant stay. Tilda and Marisol shared a look and shrugged, and then went about configuring their chairs as cushioned mats on the floor. Marisol put in her earpods and tapped to connect to the guest Metis. Then she gestured to the yoga instructor on the left-hand video wall and started picking up her audio instruction. Now let's bend and walk the hands forward into downward dog. Marisol pushed through the routine, making faces at Tilda as they did headstands. She thought fondly of years attending classes with Yeneris, never managing to achieve a headstand. Her mom was going to be amazed at all of the new abilities everyone seemed to have here. After a while, she investigated the food options and came back to their seats with 2 steaming bowls of noodles with seaweed and protein chunks. Delicious. Tilda tossed her a Snickers bar that she'd been hoarding with the rest of her stash from Earth. Here, don't forget what real food tastes like. Marisol was scandalized. How'd you get this past the atlases on the rocket? You know you can't bring food in. I know, so eat it. I'm afraid to break any more rules here. That captain's speech when we got here was intense, right? They might toss me out an airlock. Marisol laughed, but she did sneak a glance around for any prying eyes before tearing into the chocolate bar. Marisol Vasquez. She nearly choked in her panic to hide the wrapper, cramming it into Tilda's hand. Here. She shot Tilda a murderous look and grabbed her bag and hustled over to the kindly woman holding open the interior door. Take your time, dear. Let's head over to intake. In the intake room, a man at a desk motioned for her to take a seat across from him. Meanwhile, his colleague took her bag to a separate table and unpacked it carefully. Have you brought any plants, animals, or food from Waterloo or from Earth? No. Are you aware that all plants, animals, and food from Earth may create runaway invasive propagation of potentially harmful bacteria? Yes. Are you aware that any infraction of Brouhaha Corp rules may result in immediate termination of your employment and deportation to Waterloo and possibly deportation to Earth? Yes. Great. Welcome to paradise. Marisol grabbed her repacked bag and walked briskly into the next room, which turned out to be decontamination showers. After bagging her clothes and shoes for laundry, she took a shower and donned her newly issued sweats and boots. Finally, she gathered her things and walked through the exit door into a bright courtyard under a large dome of metis shield. The habitats were on the far side, beyond sand volleyball, a series of plunge pools with signs indicating a wide range of temperatures, a small orchard, definitely planted first at any new Martian development, she noted, picnic tables with a few scattered couples and singletons sitting, and a Mars ball court. From the court, please tell me you play Mars ball. Marisol double-checked to make sure the guy holding the ball was talking to her. She pointed to herself. Yes, you. I'm about to have to take these two down 1-on-2, and that was making Zosia weird. Darius, manners. An owlish-looking woman with very pale legs beneath her athletic shorts stepped towards her and waved. Are you Tilda? No, she's coming. I'm Marisol. Oh, yes, great. I'm Zosia Broder. I'm your team lead for most things, not just Marsball. Yes, please meet Darius and Xavier. They're on our team too, along with Tilda. And yes, please go drop your things and come join us. Maybe Tilda can tap me out when she gets here. She smiled broadly. You know what? I'll just see you at dinner. Zosia, how have you not been deported for bone loss yet? Please come back here and get some cardio and a little functional training. Darius gave her a stern look. Honestly, okay. I'm just really not sure about this sport. I think I'm going to hit myself in the face with that ball. You try maintaining all this enthusiasm for 2 hours a day of exercise in year 3 on Mars. Tilda had a huge grin as she approached Marisol's table with her dinner tray. I was hoping you were here already. What do you think the after dinner activity is? It's just for Broder's group. I was asking Kim and Colin, and they're going back to play cards. Marisol continued to marvel at Tilda's ability to make herself and everyone around her at home nearly immediately. It already felt like they were a team that had worked together for ages, and that was largely Tilda's familiarity with everyone. She was really the ideal person to befriend when embarking on a long, strange trip on a faraway planet. I have absolutely no idea. It does seem like they keep peeling us off from the group. I wonder why that is. Marisol almost cracked a joke about their group being sent home, but she held back. Yesterday, 2 candidates, one whom she'd never met because he never made it out of the dorms to activities, and one, Sam, that she only briefly saw when he was complaining loudly about the food and accommodations, had boarded a surface rocket back to Waterloo. Apparently there was still time to catch a rocket back to Earth before the window closed for 18 months. Marisol tried not to think about the financial implications of that. She knew that they were forfeiting their jobs, which means that they were also on the hook for the round-trip rocket flight from Earth. That was enough money to buy a house back home, a nice one. Maybe they had trust funds or something, or maybe they were just going to be broke forever. But that was a heck of an expensive 3-week vacation on Mars, and 18 months in flight round-trip. Grim. Marisol redoubled her resolve to make the most of whatever this opportunity was going to be. Whatever it is, I just hope there's beer. I'm craving carbs all the time. Tilda laughed. Okay, you hobbit, we'll find a way to keep your steady stream of calories going. As they were bussing their trays, Marisol spotted Zosia in the corner by the door. Zosia caught her eye and motioned for her to grab Tilda and follow her out. Out in the hallway, there was a waiting rover. Zosia, Marisol, and Tilda got in, and Darius and Xavier were already inside. They pulled away and drove down the hallway to a door that said "Do not enter," which opened automatically for them, and into a darker, narrow hallway. The electric motor made a cartoonish zoom noise as they raced in the dark, and Marisol just closed her eyes for parts of it, as it seemed they were going to hit the sidewall at any time. Gradually, her eyes adjusted, and she noticed that the walls were glowing slightly and were polished smooth. They were driving through a tunnel of metis. They were in the metis field. After a few more minutes, she could see a pinprick of light in the distance. Zosia wasn't saying anything, but she was smiling a bit, so the rest of them just sat in quiet anticipation. The light grew larger until they were at the mouth of the tunnel, and the rover crested over a lip of metal into the rough metal surface, overlooking the very end of the sunset, the sky a deep navy blue. They were inside a huge bubble of metis shield over a section of the field. The rover came to a stop, and Zosia grabbed one of the ox packs hanging from a hook on the back of the row of seats, slinging it over her shoulders and adjusting the cannula at her nose. Okay, team, suit up. The weather outside is breezy and a bit chilly, in nice contrast to the warm metal ground. Pressure's pleasant. Bit oxygen deprived out there, though. You'll want to top up with the ox packs. Once everyone was ready, Zosia opened the door and they all stepped out onto the surface. Marisol was in awe. The metal was cooling after a day under the sun, and it warmed her feet until they were almost too hot. The wind howled through the flapping Metis shield dome. Zosia finally spoke. Okay, team. Well, first of all, welcome to the real Metis field tour. Only a very select group of people even ever get this close to the Metis itself. That's probably because the processing of Metis into Metis shield, which happens to be in these portable factory buildings you see out here, is a closely guarded trade secret of the Brouhaha Corporation. It's my great pleasure to inform you all that you've been hired into an elite team at Brouhaha. In a few moments, we'll enter the manufacturing center behind you, and I'll explain more about how Metis is processed and what your actual role will be. First, though, I must stress from this moment forward, everything about your job here, including your new positions, is strictly confidential. I'll cut to the chase. The processing of Metis involves mycology. Velma has taken great pains to keep that information and the details you're about to learn a trade secret. We have the galaxy's only known deposit of Metis, and the best way for us to protect this resource is to ensure that no one else could use it if they stole it. Okay, all good, let's head inside. Marisol was trying to catch Tilda's attention as they entered the building, but no luck. An elite team at Brouhaha? Inside, there was the familiar musty scent of fungi. Through light pipes in the ceiling and some UV lighting, a long table with a central shallow water tray was lit. There were mossy pieces of wood in the water, and huge mycelium spread over the surface. Mushrooms of at least 2 varieties were growing. At the end of the table, there was a tray of pulverized glitter, with the end of the mycelium mat partially covering. The mat was absorbing the glitter and forming a woven structure that Marisol recognized as a crude prototype of a sheet of Metis shield. Velma was working on the soil health in her original compound here. Right here, beneath this section of what is now the Metis field. She says it was accidental that she discovered that the mycorrhizae she was studying turned out to be able to consume shavings from her experiments with Metis. Most would-be competitors assume that we've identified a new low-energy method of processing Metis into long threads that are somehow chemically treated and woven. The truth is much more organic. Metis shield is grown here, symbiotic with this fungus. We have a lot more work to do to optimize this process so we can reduce cost and cover all of Mars in Metis shield. And that's where you all come in. Welcome to Brouhaha R&D Engineering. Jesse, so much is happening. It's all incredible. I'm not allowed to talk about much of it, though. The only bad thing is I won't be in Waterloo for a while. The company moved my stuff out here back to HQ for the time being. I hope that by the time you get here, they'll let me move back. It's a bit isolated out here. I love my team, though, and I'm having so much fun, Jesse. How are you? When will you get here? All right. That's chapter 2. So, super cool stuff with this. When this chapter was released, Metis Weave had not been implemented into Million on Mars yet. Yeah, it was a pretty long chapter. I think we've done most of the long ones. They start getting a little bit shorter as we go, I believe. So the chapters giving you spoilers and giving you even like an economical advantage are huge, right? So let's resize this guy. Before Metis Weave was even implemented on Mars, because you can now make it in like chem labs, right? That chapter was out for people to read and have an idea. Oh no, is it Engineering Bay? Where do I make a Metis shield? Or Metis Weave? So who of you all didn't know you were eating cakes with actual mushrooms in them that are still growing? Yeah. Machine shop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Weave? No? Chem lab? Okay, I was in the chem lab. Maybe I'm just blind. I should just be doing this. There we go. So, before this recipe was implemented, Chapter 2 was already released. So, people who read that chapter knew that they had to start growing mushrooms in order to make Metis Weave before the recipe was even in the game. So, read the chapters because they are indicative of updates that are coming, and they give you spoilers, and they give you economical information. Invest in mushrooms, you're gonna need them because this is coming. So the chapters give you insight into like future plans, right? Metis, like they were talking about Metis domes and Metis shield, and Metis shields had not been even remotely touched on, but you knew you needed at least Metis weave to be making the Metis shields, right? And then Metis shields, even now, you can only make like 2 different types of them, I believe, right? But yeah, super cool stuff. Like, really neat. So, I mean, huge thanks to everyone who stuck around for our full read-through. Before we get too much else going on, we're gonna throw up another giveaway here for a composter for someone. Complete this, do this. There we go. Yeah. That's our second pack. We got 2 to give away today. You know, big thanks to everyone who sticking around, listening to our lore. And so for anyone who hasn't seen already, we have new YouTube thumbnails, right? So we're kind of splitting it into, I feel like we lost, our lighting was pretty good before, but maybe Cricket knocked over our setup here and messed some stuff up a little bit. So our YouTube videos are now split into different categories. So we have different colors depending on what you're looking for. And so the blue is going to be our regular tutorials. So those are those ones that come out and tell you about the buildings. They give you introductions to stuff. They tell you things like that. The red are any of the live streams, any of the AMAs, any... basically anything we do live and anything that's sort of long form, people talking, anyone on camera doing stuff, right? And then yellow, we haven't posted any yet, but yellow is going to be for new chapters, lore, anything background related. So anything that Ari would be really hyped to watch, right? So all the yellow videos are all the lore and the history and the what's going on in the world. So once I finish editing today and I strip out all of that and I put it into a thing, that'll be a yellow thumbnail video. Yes, huge shout out. Yeah, thank you to Kyle for the prizes for today. These pack giveaways are the ones that Kyle rolled and then donated to the stream to be given away to everybody today. Oh, and we get Million as our soundtrack. Okay, so for people entering the raffle, if you're new here, you do have to be following the channel in order to have your name picked and to have a chance to win. Exclamation mark raffle puts your name in the draw, and then follow the channel as your follow-up. Our composter packs, we can either open on stream if you are the winner, or we can hold them and we'll just give you the pack itself so that you can either open it or resell it, sort of up to you. We're also, before we get going here, I think we're going to try and make one more go at these high-level papers. 0, 0. So we would need, what, 2 of these, so we need 18 of these. So we need 18 and 3 is 30-something. 38, 30, 40. Okay, so let's make 40 of these and see how this goes. I don't think we're going to be able to get 2 more master papers out of this. 32, so we need 10 of... No. 9 of these? 9? That was a really good roll. What? We just hit 9 out of 10 of those. That was amazing. What? We just got 90% on the 70%. Okay, so I mean, that gives us really good odds then to hit, hopefully. We need 2 out of 3 of these, which actually is less than normal, but it's close enough that we should, if we have a little bit of luck, then we get 2 out of 3, right? Oh boy. No, we haven't done the Martisan giveaway yet. That'll be later. We're just giving away that last pack here. So exclamation mark raffle if you want to have that last pack giveaway. And make sure you're following the channel if you want to have your name picked. Oh, please. I just want 2 out of 3. Just 2 out of 3. Please. There we go. Hey. Oh, boy. Oh, they're so stressful. Yeah. Tiny bit of good luck. 66% is what we were looking for, and 60% was the average. So we slightly beat the average. That's all we needed. Do 1 by 1. That would be a lot less stressful. All right. So we're going up to 113. That's pretty good. So we got 2 levels off of the recent batch, but that's because we got really lucky with some expert papers. Can we go for another one? Well, but we want to use the rest of those papers to be training our martisans, right? So that's why we kept a good chunk of these apprentice papers so that we can keep people going. I don't think, without touching those ones, I don't think we can go for another because... Oh, we can roll 1 more expert, sure. That's what we get. That's what we get for pushing our luck, though. 9 out of 10 was amazing. Okay, is our draw done? Yeah, okay, we're picking a winner for a Composter pack. All right, Composter winner. Good luck. And it is Wind Ace 1. Wind Ace, congratulations. Say hello if you're here. And drop your wax address. Let us know that you're a real person. 1 Composter, no pineapples. I love that a majority of the time when people win, the first response in the whole thing is, wow. That's really funny. Yeah, congrats. Let us know. Are you okay with us opening your pack on stream? And then we'll send you whatever rarity we open for you? Sure, yeah, we'll pop it open. And then drop your wax address so we know where to send it as well. Let us open it. We're on a good luck streak. Yeah, we could absolutely do that. Sure, and let me make sure I grab that wax address for you. All right, here we go. We'll pop this guy open for you. And where are we going? We're down here. No, we're going up a little bit. There we go. Here's your pack. Okay, so better than legendary, 1%. So yeah, somewhere between like a legendary or mythic. Is our best guess for today? Sounds about right. There you go. That's not bad. All right, a rare composter for you. Congratulations. Is Oksania still here? You sure you don't want me to open it for you? Okay, we'll send it your way. It's okay. That's funny. There's no Access tournament right now, right? That was another thing to look at. Just a heads up for anyone who was part of the Access Blend tournament. That guy has ended. Make sure you go claim your prizes. Even if you're not in the top 10, at least go get your free Journeyman paper. Alright, so some final things before we call it here today. wrap up some last couple things and answer. Yeah, second place only used 4. Yeah, there's gonna be, I think, 8 total, raffle tournaments, so for the people looking to get involved in more. We'll keep launching some of these guys. And I think we might just 8th in the raffle this week. Nice. Yeah, Brutal, we'll have a look here for you. Let me just get these guys restarted. That should be an automated Martisan, right? And they've got enough stamina to reset. Yes, excellent. Okay, I'll have a look for you. Life science. So you're looking for master life science. Yeah, okay, let's look at stuff we own. Oh, okay. I have a journeyman life science. I have no life science tools. I might have... What are you looking for? High level expert life science tools. I probably have one up here. Yeah, I've got a couple. So I can deposit one of these for you. Oh, I have mint 1. I have the mint 1 of those tools. That's cool. Yeah, we'll throw one of those in there and we'll get that sold to you. This is come to the stream and ask GCS to sell you stuff that you're after. Yeah, we'll sell you some life science tools. You have your highest bid up on those guys? Yeah, and then we'll do a last thing. Close some of this, do some of that. Oh, sorry, you weren't actually removed. Yeah, okay, there we go. Take some rare composter shards from you. I saw you just got one. Mind dismantling that? That one that we're giving away as a prize? Well, those guys are listed for you. Let's lower this to this. And for the people who weren't aware, we actually gave away one of the 3 Martisans already on a voice chat during the day that the Composter was releasing. So make sure you are tuning in to like all the Discord voice chats when you see them like sporadically popping up. Oh, we'll hold on to this then. Yeah, we did a duck race on the voice chat. It's pretty funny. Yeah, we're gonna do this guy. Wish there was a better way to do those private sales. No, that's all good. No worries there. Yeah, we'll do this guy. I think. That seemed like it had a bit of a panic. Show the Composter tasks. Yeah, in like just a moment. I'm just trying to get this guy set up. Oh, I see. It's complaining because I have an active giveaway that I need to end first? Is that what it's complaining about? Yeah, okay. So, remove this giveaway. Start a new giveaway. Martisan giveaway. Alright. There we go. Exclamation mark Ravel, put your name in the chat. Follow the channel. Do all those things. Win yourself a Martisan. And then I have meetings to get to in about 7 minutes, so we're gonna wrap it up real quick. I think Minsan has the key there. You pray to Dragon's Valley 69. Yes, you do need a Solana wallet in order to use Martisans. If you ask Dragon's Valley 69 for luck, that's how you win. All right. All right, last chances. Exclamation mark raffle. Follow the channel. Got about 30 seconds to get your names in. And we'll just poke around these last couple places. I think we'll gamble on like 1 or 2 more packs. 5%, like, that's pretty good odds. And these are sold out. I mean, we could just buy another one from here and open it ourselves. How lucky are we feeling? Are we feeling it? Yeah, we're feeling it. It's gotta be a good pack for ourselves, right? Good vibes, good packs. Okay, opening our own pack. So we're giving away 1 pack, which we have 1 spare, and we're giving away 1 rare composter, which we have kicking around. Yeah, I'd like it. We get our own. Just please something good. Just give me a good composter. Okay, we only open uncommons for ourselves. That's all we do. I watched you buy 3 Martisans with a 1% chance. Were they that low? The Martisan degen was only 1%. Yeah, we'll take all. We're just collecting uncommons, I guess. Oh, we'll be putting it down in the dregs for people to use. Okay, here we go. We gotta wrap up. So let's quickly grab this guy, and this is going to. Hey, congratulations, Samantha Huck. Definitely a regular, someone who's always active in the chat. Always happy to see someone. Whoop, 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 whoop. Congratulations. Yeah, I love seeing the regulars in Discord win stuff. Drop me your wax, or not your wax address, your Solana address, or you can just shoot me a DM over on Discord. And we'll get that Martisan sent your way. Do you have a Solana wallet so that we can definitely get that sent somewhere? Let's go here. Let's go find you. Yes, you. Done. Okay, yep, sounds good. We'll get in touch on Discord later. Sounds like a plan. Alright, so thank you everyone for tuning in today. If you haven't already, head over to the YouTube if you want to check out anything to do with the Composter. The short blue tutorial is over there. The latest, yeah, those electrical signets. The Discord is the place to come and hang out if you haven't already joined it. Really friendly people, all the information, as much as you could ever want. Everyone answers all the questions over there. And keep an eye out on YouTube for those newest videos coming out. The blue tutorial content, the red live long form videos, and the yellow lore content coming soon. And a huge shout out to Artie, the new graphic designer, for helping us out with all those thumbnails and all that fun stuff. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I'm sure I'll see some of you for movie night later on. And we'll catch you around the Discord sometime. Alright. And